of your hosts for today's show. Today is Tuesday, May 5th, and it's Cinco de Mayo. Now let's head over to Ella in the weather station for today's forecast.
Today, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 45 degrees and a low of 27 degrees. Tomorrow, there will be showers with a high of 46 degrees and a low of 24 degrees. And Thursday, it will be mostly cloudy with a high of 47 and a low of 32. Looks like it's going to be a little colder. Now let's head back to Fina.
Thanks, Ella. I'm going to be talking a little bit about clean water in Hawaii. On April 23rd this year, the U.S. Supreme Court made a decision that could keep oceans, lakes, and rivers clean for many years to come. But this means that Hawaii has to find some way to stop polluting their ocean water. This law started because a group called the Hawaii Wildlife Fund announced that treated sewage was ending up in the ocean. The court decided to listen to them, and now government officials in Hawaii must find a new way to keep sewage out of the ocean. Now let's head over to Ella in the newsroom.
Now let's watch a video made by an Eagle News student, Mara, on how to make a mask.
Hey Eagles, today I'm going to be showing you how to make masks out of t-shirts. Let's get into it. First, you want to find an old t-shirt. Grab some scissors and start cutting the edge of the sleeve on the t-shirt off. Now go to the bottom hem of your t-shirt and start cutting that too. You should have two pieces like this. From the long piece, cut the sides off so they're not attached. You should have one big piece and two small long pieces. Now put the two long pieces through the big piece like this. Now that you have the two long pieces and the big piece, you want to tie the long pieces together in a knot. It should look like this. Now all you have to do is put the mask on and it's ready for use. If you want, you can add a paper towel or coffee filter to your mask to protect your face from the rest of the germs getting in.
That was a great video, Mara. Now we're going to head over to Ella in the Trivia Center.
The answer to last week's question was Harry Potter, and here are the winners. Today's question is name something that has water in it. Again, name something that contains water.
Thanks, Ella. Now my group is going to be talking about some current events.
Hey Eagles, I'm Fina, and today my group is going to be spreading some good news that is happening in the world. With everything going on right now, I think we could all use a little bit of happiness. Now to start us off, let's head over to Ella.
Thanks, Fina. The first current event for our video today is the leatherback sea turtles in Florida and Thailand. Because of everyone's social distancing and staying home, these two places have seen a huge increase in the number of leatherback sea turtles on their beaches. The leatherbacks have made 11 nests on Thai beaches, which is more than any time in the last 2 decades. This is a very good sign because the sea turtles are at a very big risk for getting wiped out by fishermen and people on the beach. Only 2 weeks into the summer nesting season of 2020, staff at the Loggerhead Marine Life Center have found and marked 76 nesting sites for the leatherback, a significant increase over last year's count. Now let's head on to Emily for our next event.
Thanks, Ella. In February of 2016, a 2-year-old named Eden Carlson fell into a pool for 15 minutes in 5 degrees Celsius water. She was in the hospital for over a month and MRI scans showed deep brain damage. 55 days after the accident, she was becoming more alert due to the normoxic oxygen she was receiving. She started moving her arms, and scientists found eye-tracking movements and some speech. After 10 sessions of HOPT therapy, she was almost back to normal. After 39 sessions and physical therapy, she could walk and talk. She got another MRI scan after 40 HOPT therapy sessions, and it showed almost complete reversal of the brain damage. Now let's head to Fina with nuclear fusion.
Thanks, Emily. I'm Fina, and today I will be talking about how nuclear fusion is on the verge of a breakthrough. For years, it seemed as though nuclear fusion would always be something of the future. But thanks to our recent advance in physics research, scientists are starting to build and test multiple fusion designs. If nuclear fusion were to pass these testing phases, the world would have a much better supply of energy. Not only is it cleaner, but nuclear fusion is also more efficient. Now let's head over to Levia.
Thanks, Fina. Researchers have found that the red-billed oxpecker and rhinos have life-saving relationships. The red-billed oxpecker rides on top of the rhinos and eats the parasites on them, but also gives them warnings by hissing to escape such danger. Rhinos have terrible eyesight, so with the bird on top of them, it could help reduce the risk of rhinos getting poached and detect if any humans or animals are getting too close. If a red-billed oxpecker wasn't on a rhino, the rhino wouldn't even be able to tell if any danger was near. So it's great that they have these helpful feathery friends.
I hope you found some of this news interesting. Now make sure to stay safe and thanks for watching.
Thank you for that report. Now let's head back to Fina to hear about this day in history.
Thanks, Ella. This week in 1877, the first Westminster Dog Show was held at Gilmore's Garden. 206 dogs competed in that show, and now in 2020, about 2,600 dogs compete.
Now Mr. Mehta is going to show us how to figure out what library books you have checked out. Roll it.
Okay, Eagles, Mr. Mehta here, and I am just here to remind you and to give you some advice on end of the year wrap up. And one of the big things that we need to think about is our library books. So Mrs. Waltz is making sure and wanting to try to help you guys get your books back to school because of the end of the year wrapping up. So I want to show you how to find out what books you have checked out on your account. So first you're going to go to Library Media Resources. And I'm going to do this for myself too. I want to see how many books I have out. So when you come in here, you're going to come to the left where it says Catalog Follett and open that up. When you get to the very nice looking opening Destiny screen, you want to come to the far right and log in. And then there's two ways, using your Follett account or our Olentangy SSO. You're going to click Olentangy SSO. And after a few seconds, it should pop up with your name in the corner. And there you go. You can see right here it says Welcome James. So that's obviously me. And what I want to do is I want to check and see what books I have out. So I'm going to go to the top left corner and I'm going to click Checkouts. And under the word Checkouts, you can see I have 3 books out of My Mind, The Adoration of Jenna Fox, and Turnabout. And I have all of those ready to return to Mrs. Waltz when it is time to pick up my stuff if I was a student. But to wrap up my school year, I'm going to turn these in for her in a couple days, next week. So please check this out and make sure you gather those books up to bring back to Hyatt's when you are instructed to do so. Stay safe, everybody.
Thanks, Mr. Mehta. Now let's head over to Abbey, who has an interview with Aubrey W.
What college did you go to and what did you major in?
I go to Capital University and I major in nursing.
What did you discover about yourself in college?
I discovered that I'm actually a pretty resilient and hardworking person. I worked 2 jobs while in college to pay for school, and meanwhile, I was working my butt off in the classroom. I navigated that pretty well, and it all paid off because I graduated yesterday.
What are you doing after you graduate?
After I graduate, I have a job set up for Ohio Health's intermediate care program for nurses. Right now, I'm supposed to start mid-July, but I could start as early as Monday, just if they call me.
What year were you in Eagle News?
I was in Eagle News the years of 2011, 2012.
What was your favorite thing about Eagle News?
My favorite thing about Eagle News was that we just had a lot of freedom in general, and we could kind of be creative as long as we were meeting the guidelines, which weren't too strict.
What did Eagle News teach you?
The biggest thing that Eagle News taught me was taught me to be more confident, and ultimately I think it aided to a lot of my successes in becoming captain of the track team in middle school, captain of the cross country team as a senior in high school, and just being more assertive in general. And now I feel like I can go up to anyone and ask them anything. And I think, honestly, that's helped me in becoming a better person, a better student, and now a better nurse.
What is your favorite thing about Mr. Mehta?
Favorite thing about Mr. Mehta specifically would be that he works with middle school students, and generally that's just one of the toughest times of anyone's school career is middle school. Everything's changing. Your personal life is changing, your educational life, even your social life, just friends and home life dynamics. Everything is so difficult, and I think that he does a really good job at keeping students engaged and not really focusing on their crummy life so much.
How do you feel about graduating?
How do I feel about graduating? Well, I graduated yesterday and it was very anticlimactic. We had a little online Zoom graduation with supposedly more to come. It was just kind of sad, I guess. I didn't have my nursing pinning ceremony where my parents come and they pin me on stage in front of everyone. And it was just kind of sad. My mom pinned me at their house over the weekend and she was all tearful and stuff, but it wasn't what it should have been. But honestly, in terms of becoming a nurse, I'm pretty nervous. My training probably won't be as extensive as it's supposed to be. And I think some of the uncertainty is just kind of nerve-wracking.
Do you have any advice for 8th graders going to high school next year?
I think going into high school, I think it's good just to not put so much pressure on yourself. Make attainable goals that you can reach and expectations that you may be a little bit outside your comfort zone, but that you can do it. I'm not saying don't reach for the stars. I'm just saying there's some stars that are closer than others. Don't put all your focus on college either, because you'll forget that you're in high school. Go to football games and dances and hang out with your friends and just be in high school. Everyone has their place and everyone has their path, and that's not always college, and that's just fine.
That was a great video to end the show. Now Mr. Mehta is going to be playing Fast Money.
It's time to play Family Feud!
All right, everybody, I'm back for Fast Money on a Tuesday, and I have my champion. This is what? You're going for number 3?
Number 3.
So you're our 2-time champion. Last week you squeaked by again. So I wonder if you're going to squeak by again. How was your weekend, Miss Vicars?
It was good.
Yeah?
The weather was nice. We did a lot of yard work, and so that was good. Checked off the list.
Do you cut the grass?
I do not cut the grass. I have 2 for that.
I'm assuming you have a rider, or do they walk? Do they got a push mower?
No, we have 5 acres. They don't walk.
Okay, so
that would be way too much for them. They have a big riding lawnmower.
So I have a little corner plot here in a neighborhood, and I bought my lawnmower I bought the first lawnmower I've ever bought. So I've had hand-me-downs, or I paid some kid to do it. But I bought an electric one, the one with the battery, like a battery pack. So it's not gas.
Does that work?
Well, it was like driving
to do your whole lawn?
You know how many times I had to recharge a battery? 5 times. 5.
Oh my gosh!
It took me a day and a half to.
A good lawnmower.
Well, it is a really good lawnmower. I just need another battery to alternate.
There you go.
So we'll see. But if these batteries don't last longer, I'm going back to the old-fashioned gas. I'll end up buying another lawnmower.
That would be a smart idea.
But I probably have like an 1/8 of an acre. And
we have 5.
Oh, ridiculous. So, well, good. I'm glad you had fun outside.
Yes.
All right, here we go. New questions. Are you ready? You need to breathe?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. You know when the clock starts, although I continue to forget to put the clock in the video.
Yes, I didn't notice that.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Okay.
Name something people should not leave in parked cars.
A child.
For what specific reason did you get your last traffic ticket?
Speeding.
What's the last thing you say to your children before they go to sleep?
I love you.
Name something that gets hot when it's turned on.
Stove.
Name a musical instrument you do not blow into.
The drums.
Good job. Nice work. Very good. All right. So we'll see how you do. And
I'm laughing at a couple of my answers, I think. Okay.
All right. Hopefully I see you Friday.
See ya.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, Eagles. Let's see how our champion did for week 3 Fast Money. And now for Mrs. Vicars' new opponent, Mrs. Valz from 6th grade. All right, everybody, it's Mr. Mehta. I'm here live with our new challenger. It's Mrs. Valz. Hey, Mrs. Valz, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
How are you doing at the quarantine? You doing all right there, stuck at home?
Yeah, no problem for me. My son's 19. He stays upstairs unless he's hungry, so.
Hey, my son's a 6th grader. He does the same thing. Stays in his room until he needs to eat. I actually made my son go for a walk with me yesterday, so I told him this is going to be the new thing, father-son walk. He was like pouting. So, all right, well, your opponent is our champion, Mrs. Vicars. You have a tough task ahead, I think, so we'll see what...
I'm afraid I'm not going to do well.
Well, I picked out some, I don't know, I just picked 5 random ones. I didn't even look at them, So, all right, you know the drill. 25 seconds, but really like however long it takes you. And the clock will start after the first question.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Name something people should not leave in a parked car.
Pets.
For what specific reason did you get your last traffic ticket?
Speeding.
What's the last thing you say to your children before they go to sleep?
I love you.
Name something that gets hot when it's turned on.
The stove.
Name a musical instrument you do not blow into.
Guitar.
Good job. That wasn't that bad.
You're leaving a pet in the car. It's probably your purse or your wallet or something.
Well, I will be honest with you, since Mrs. Vicars already went, this is going to be really close.
Oh.
You did much better than I think you thought you would.
Yeah. I'm not really good under pressure, so.
Well,
that's
you're an avid Eagle News viewer, so you know the drill. If you won, I will talk to you before Friday. And
okay.
And if I call you, you know that. Well, you'll watch news. You'll know you're moving on.
All right, great.
So thanks for visiting. I hope you're doing okay.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Let's see how Mrs. Valz did. Can she beat Mrs. Vicars? Oh my gosh, it was a 1-point victory for Mrs. Vicars. Mrs. Valz did a fabulous job. 2 of the top high scores since we've done Fast Money with distance learning. Such a great ending to that match today. Congratulations, Mrs. Vicars. We'll see you on Friday. The number 1 answers this week was not to leave your money in the car. Specific reason for your ticket is speeding. Last thing you say to your kids is I love you. The stove turns on when it gets hot, or the other way, and then a musical instrument is the guitar. We will see you Friday for the next Fast Money. Hey Eagles, that was a great Fast Money. Before we leave today's show, I want to share with you 2 more reviews or 2 more videos from a couple Eagle News students. The first one is a review of the new show Outer Banks by Molly, and then the second review is a review of the Goldbergs, one of my favorite shows, by Willem. So enjoy these 2 TV show reviews. Enjoy.
Hey Eagles, today I'm going to be giving a TV show review on the show Outer Banks.
And this is where I live. It's the sort of place where you either have 2 jobs or 2 houses, 2 tribes, 1 island.
Outer Banks Banks is a hard show to explain, alright? But I'll do my best. There's this character named John B, and he's going on a treasure hunt to find the gold that his dad left for him. His friend group is called the Pogues, and they're kind of the outcasts of the island they live on. And, the Outer Banks. And there's the Kooks, who live on the rich side of town. Basically, they have a bunch of rules in their friend group, and they're kind of living off the cuff. John B's dad has been missing for multiple months, and everyone declares him dead, but he doesn't believe it. He lives on his own, and CPS is always trying to track him and get him a foster parent. But one day, in the middle of summer, him and his friends find the first clue that might lead them to the gold. The show takes us on an adventure, figuring out where the gold is, what John B's gonna do with it, and what is going on between the Pogues and the Kooks. There's fights, there's police chases, there's fires, there's a lot of boats, helicopters, there's romance, and basically everything you would want in a show. This show I recommend for ages 13 and up. If you're looking for a show to binge pretty fast, the show has 10 episodes and they're around 45 minutes. Now, not to give any spoilers, but the last 2 episodes sent me into a panic. And I mean panic. The show is really worth the watch, and I would give it a 9 out of 10. My favorite character on this show would probably have to be Kiara or Key, because she's really bold and she takes a lot of risks. She's also kind of sassy, and I love her for that.
Excuse me, ma'am?
Really? I invited him here. I'm a member of this club.
Hey, mandatory power on Rickson's Key. Hope, you as well, right? Rickson's go. Let's roll.
Every character in this show has a lot of depth and a lot of backstory, which I really like. The show is so amazing, and I really recommend watching. I'm on my 2nd time watching the show. It took me around 2 days to finish, and it's on Netflix, so go watch it! That's all for today's TV show review. Bye!
I'm reporting for Eagle News, and today we're going to talk about the TV show The Goldbergs. So the TV show The Goldbergs is the story about a kid named Adam Goldberg and his life throughout the 80s and his crazy family. The main character is Adam, who is telling the story of his life throughout the 80s while his older self narrates it at certain times. Beverly Goldberg is Adam's mom, and she's a crazy mom who loves her kids too much and drives everyone crazy with her sweaters and overprotective actions. Next character is Murray, who's Adam's father. He's very lazy, who thinks that screaming at people and having people do everything for him is the way of parenting. He also calls everybody a moron. Adam's brother is Barry, the rapping, sporty, basketball legend, doctor wannabe JTP leader. He is crazy but hilarious, and he wants to do so much in life but actually ends up doing the right thing, even though he does not seem like he will. Erica is Adam's only sister. She is a 2nd-round college student who gave up on music because it didn't work out for her and is trying to focus on school this time. Last is Erica's boyfriend Jeff, and we all know he will be her husband someday, but he decided to take a year off of school this year and wanted to help out Erica and live life for a while. Thanks for watching Eagles. I'm Willem reporting for Eagle News. Hope you enjoyed the short rundown about it.
Thanks, Molly. Thanks, Willem, for those reports on the Outer Banks and the Goldbergs. One note about the TV shows and movies that we review on Eagle News. Eagles, make sure you get parents' permission before watching any show. It is up to them, your mom and dad, not us. We just review them. And now, back to Fina in, I think, her living room.
Thanks, Mr. Mehta. That was a great way to end today's show. I hope everyone is staying safe and working hard. I want to leave everyone with this thought of the day. Every new day brings with it another chance to change life. Stay healthy, everyone, and have a good day.